Hi Flosstube, my name is Barbie and I'm the designer behind Pedal Pusher. And if you are new here, thanks for joining me. You might think I'm new, but it's just been like 6 months since I made a video because life. But I'm back, so if you're new here, thanks for joining me. If you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back and hanging in there. We have quite a few things to go over. I'm just going to be all over the place, so fair warning, it's going to be a bit of a mess. Not quite used to this, I'm out of practice, but we're just going to go for it. So we're going to start with market. And yes, I know we're like right before Memorial Day weekend. Market was a really long time ago. As I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and just insert pictures here, my new releases that I had. But market was amazing. This is my 3rd year, I think, as an exhibitor now. And every year I get a little bit more comfortable going, know a little bit more what to expect. It was great this year to have Helen D back with me in my room. Helen is such a wealth of knowledge about the whole cross-stitch industry. She knows everybody out there. She knows all the designers, all the patterns. Like, if you want to know anything, just ask Helen. She knows it all. So it was great to be around her. It was great to see so many different friends. I won't go on too much more, but thank you to all of you who pre-ordered things and have been purchasing my patterns through your shops. It really means a lot, so that I can continue doing this because I love doing it and it's a great job to have. So thank you. Let's go ahead and see some goodies that I got from Market. I've been holding on to these for months now in a bag and haven't used them yet because you know the rules, you can't use something until you've shown it on Flosstube. So it's been a little bit of torture. I kind of don't even remember all what's in here. So, okay, let's start with this. You've seen these by now many times, but I did get the new Classic Colorworks that got released. So you've seen those. I can now actually stitch with them. What else is in this bag of goodies? Ooh, I got some fabrics, some flosses. I actually was really good at Market. I only bought 1 chart. I know, amazing. And actually, I did a tradesies for it, so I didn't 100% purchase it. I've been really trying to be thoughtful and intentional about what charts I get because I have so many downstairs, and I know that doesn't necessarily have to stop us. If you're a collector of charts, go for it. I'm just kind of getting to this point where I think it's with all the kid toys and stuff in my house that I'm like, there's just too much stuff and I need to declutter and minimize some things because I'm gonna lose my mind if I have to pick up any more stuff. And so that's kind of trickled into cross stitch for me a little bit. So the one pattern that I got, you've seen everywhere because it's amazing. It's Honey Fair by October House. Robin's first year, I think, was the first year I had it too, and we were kind of like around the corner from each other. She's such a sweetheart, she and her husband, and I think every year that we've been there, we kind of do a pattern swap. She's like, I want one of yours, and I'm like, well, I want one of yours, and so we just do a trade. So I had to get this one because it's absolutely gorgeous, and I know many of you have already stitched it, but it's on my to-dos. I got some new threads from Gentle Arts, which again, I bet you've seen these before, so I won't stay on them too long, but always lovely colors. I also grabbed some flosses from Dinky Dyes. I don't stitch a lot in silk, but I have been here and there dabbling. I'm dabbling in silk, if you will. And I saw these colors, some of them were her new ones, and this is just it's a very Barbie color palette. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love kind of like, not totally pastels, because I like some more bold colors, but I'm a very minty kind of girl. That's probably my favorite color, like a minty aqua tone. It's in a lot of my stitching behind me. We'll talk about the emptiness back here in a minute. But I saw these and I was like, yes, please. So I grabbed these beautiful silks from Dinky Dyes. And I haven't really used silks from another company too much. But I like Dinky Dyes because they're at a good price point and they're just really good quality. But like this color, that's my jam. And I love a good coral too. I have the advantage / disadvantage of being right down the hall from Fiber on a Whim, and the only reason it's a disadvantage is because I want to spend all of my money in their store because their fabrics are beautiful. So let me show you what I got, because you know I got some more good stuff while I was there. So this is a gorgeous color called Buttermilk, and the lighting's pretty good, so that's pretty darn accurate. Good neutral. I had to on this one. Don't ask me what I'm gonna put on this, but come on. Jalapeno, look at that. That's too fun. I did get, those are both 32, well no, this one's 28 linen. This one is 32 count linen. I did get some of their Aida. Their Aida is really soft. So if you're an Aida stitcher and you're looking for some soft fabric, theirs is really nice. This is Morganite. I think it was one of their new colors. It's a little hard to show. It is a very soft pink. It's real pretty. So that's 14 count. And then I also got this color. Again, have no idea. This is a 28 count Lugana. It's called Hibiscus. Isn't that pretty? Like maybe something fall-y on this? I don't know. It's gorgeous though, I love it. And then the last one I got, they had like some random sized cuts, and that's what a lot of these were. Like this one is 15 by 52. That's okay, I can figure something out. And this one is really long and skinny. It's called Brick. It's a 28 count linen as well. Look at that. Now, I will admit I did break some rules. I have already stitched a model using Brick and using Dinky Dyes Black Sand Beach. I will leave you to fill in what you think that model, or what season you think that model might be for, but it was spectacular colors. So, yeah, I did somewhat break the no using it until you show it rule because I had to. Hopefully you'll forgive me. I think that's all my haul from Market. I did have a birthday present that I got at Market. Oh, and I gotta show you, I know Helen showed on her channel. I made Helen and I some shopping bags so that we could use them at Market, and it just was really nice to keep all my stuff in it. So everything that's been waiting since Market has been in this bag. So while I was there, Misty gave me my birthday present a little early, and it's this gorgeous So Much to Love bag. Isn't that cute? Of course, the little heart. Same print on the back. And it's got little scissors on the inside. And she had some goodies inside too. Some, I think it's tea. Very nice. Yeah. I'm gonna show I'm a real tea drinker. But that one sounds good. I'll have to try it. And I've never tried Forbidden Fiber Company yet, but she gave me several flosses to try. So it's Forbidden Fiber Co. And aren't those beautiful? So that was nice. And of course, Misty's always good about pretty cards. I'm terrible about cards. So that was my birthday present from Misty. And since we're on birthday topic, I'll go ahead and show you what I got from Helen. Dig in my bag here. Things are falling over. Again, another pretty little card. And because they must know that I need some nice storage in my life for my stitching, Helen made this bag. Isn't that adorable? Perfect for spring. And I like that this one's like kind of a medium-sized bag. It's not huge, but it's not teeny tiny either. So it's just got like little daisies on the inside. And then she showed this on her channel too, but this is so cute. I gotta hide this so my kids don't grunge it up or anything, but look at this little bitty kind of pin cushion, pin drum type of thing she made. And again, she knows my colors, knows I'm a minty kind of gal. And just tiny little in the palm of my hand. So thank you, Helen. I love those, and now I can actually utilize both of them because I have officially shown them. What else do I got in my bag here? Oh, I do have one bit of haul from like the last 6 months. I broke down and finally purchased from 1884 Stitchery. It's the Plantation Sampler because I love this border. Again, it has kind of that peachy coral. I know it's a little hard to see. The flowers. If and when I ever stitch this, and I love this tree over here, I'll probably just completely cut out all the wording and just bring this down to kind of line up here and then go over. So it's just like the house in the border. That's my thought. Because those are the parts I really, really love. So that is all the haul. Now I've got a mess all over the floor. Behind me, normally I have a little bit more stitching. We don't have quite the amount of empty holes back there, but a lot of my things that are on my wall are my own models of things I've designed because I like what I design. So I do hang it in my house, and they are currently at, they're in Ohio for StitchCon. So if you are lucky enough that you get to go to either one of the StitchCon weekends, you'll see what's here and what's here there. I do want to show everybody though this one, because I don't think I ever showed it. So last June, I think, Annie B of Annie B's Folk Art and her 2 daughters, Chelsea and Isabel, they started a Jane Austen stitch along. I don't know that any of them actually finished it, which is totally fine. We were chatting about that at market a little bit. We were all kind of laughing. I decided to join in. I don't do a lot of stitch along these days, but I do love myself some Jane Austen. I did a little eBay search for some charts that I would maybe like. And the Sampler Girl has designed a lot of Jane Austen things over the years, and I found one that I really liked. It really spoke to me and the things that I like to do. It was called, I think, A Turn in the Garden, and I heavily modified it. If you want to go back to some of my videos from last fall and summer, I talk about it more in the changes I made, but I did finish it. I framed it in a vintage frame. It hangs on my wall. I absolutely love it. I noticed it got a little puckered, so I might have to take it back out and have it redone, but there it is. And I love it. So thank you, Annie B and Chelsea and Belle, for hosting this, because it's one of my favorite things I've ever stitched. I did a lot of color converting. I changed, like I said, a lot of the landscaping to fit me a little bit more, but I think it turned out great. I love it. It hangs behind me all the time. So I won't try to hang it up right now. No one wants to see that happening. Let me show you my whips. I have 2 to show you. I've stitched quite a few things in the last 6 months. I did a lot of my own model stitching. I did have 2 fantastic ladies, Stephanie and Jera, from that have become my friends from Needlework Galleria that I've met. They stitched a couple things for me, which was a huge help. Helen D stitched some things for me too, which was also an enormous help. So I did a lot of model stitching. I've stitched some models of some things you'll see later, but I did have a few things that I stitched for myself. Oh, and I stitched a baby sampler for a friend as well. Let me start with this older whip. So my aunt that I am named after, we just call her Aunt B, because if there's too many Barbies and Barbaras floating around, it gets confusing. She came to market. Well, she and my mom a lot of times go to market with me, but they don't go to market. They just go and party and have fun, which, hey, why not, right? But when she was there, and she is not a cross stitcher at all, ever, nope. She found some charts that she really liked. They are from Open Road Abode Needleworks, which I think she's been around for a little bit. I haven't heard a ton about her, but if you are into camping, you need to look her up because she has a lot of like camping themed charts that are fantastic. So I know I'm not supposed to show the chart, but we're all grown-ups here, we're gonna be good. She has these little like postcard size charts. They're actually, you could mail them postcards, and then they have the design on them. So my aunt loves to camp, and so we've got, what is that? Trailering in the Tetons, we've got Devil's Tower, the Badlands, Yellowstone, little buffalo pulling a camper. So she bought all of these charts a couple years ago when she went with me, and she's like, oh, maybe you can teach me how to stitch, and I will stitch them and hang them in my camper, and it'll be so cute. We all know that's never gonna happen. So I finally did start stitching them for her. Her favorite color is orange. Like more, like I would be more like a yellow orange or almost a pinky orange. She's more like a rusty orange. She's on the other side. So I did start this. This was my Christmas gift to her, that I started it. Not that I finished it, because that was not gonna happen with market prep going on, but I was like, my gift is I began it for you. I will continue on with it one day. I got the first one done. So I did Devil's Tower, and this is just stitched on Aida from Michaels. It's that like kind of dyed Aida that they have now. So I did the bluey green because I thought the orange would be good on that. I'm still figuring out, I'm gonna kind of box them all in and like make a big piece out of it and put something across the top. But I'm using 3 different shades of DMC. It's like the 720s, like 720, 721, 722, I don't know. But very fun to stitch up, works up pretty quickly. The pattern, she doesn't have any color changes, it's just all one color, so you could do it that way. Just for my own amusement and to add a little variety to it, I decided to pick the 3 shades of orange and just kind of mix and match them. So that is one of my whips. My other whip is a little special. Picking up the fuzzies off my clothes here. So I'm not normally a birthday start kind of girl. My birthday just kind of gets glossed over. It's usually around Easter. My oldest son is born 3 days after my birthday, so my birthdays don't really matter anymore. But this was kind of a big birthday, and I felt like a big birthday needed something special. So this was my 40th birthday this last April, so I am officially in the 40 club, which I'm totally fine with. It does not bother me at all. And maybe it's because I'm the baby of the family, so all of my siblings, all of my brothers and sisters-in-law, like everyone's older than me. So it's like, 40's not so bad when you're the last one to get there. Anyway, so I picked out, went through my stash, pulled a couple things, and I'm like, I really want to get these stitched in on my wall, and then tried to narrow it down, which was really hard because there's a lot of really nice pieces out there. But this one I kept coming back to over and over again, and since it's designed by my fellow newly 40-something designer friend, I thought it was the perfect choice. It is this beauty, Butterfly Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. So I thought it was only fitting, since we're both newly 40, that I start one of her pieces. I don't have a huge start. I've been at it now for like a month and a half. This has been a very busy month and a half because all 3 of my children have had their birthdays in this last month and a half. Plus me, plus my parents' 50th anniversary, plus a college graduation in my family, a high school graduation in my family. It's been nuts, okay? So this is all I got, but I love it so far. So I'm stitching this on Fiber on a Whim. I don't remember where I put the tag, but I think it's Cappuccino. And I have converted, she's got a DMC conversion on there. So I pulled the DMCs, and then I pulled out like a bunch of my color and cotton things that I have, or different things in my stash, and converted. So it's a little bit of DMC, but mostly color and cotton, and a few Gentle Arts here and there. So my goal soon is to finish this guy, this butterfly. So I have this kind of bluey gray color just to fill in, but it's so pretty and so soft, and it will hang back here one day when it's all done. So I'm hoping, don't hold me to it, but I'm hoping like to get it done in a year. we'll see if I can put some time in it this summer. Fingers crossed. Because it really doesn't take long once you get going. It's just finding the time for me. So anyway, that's my birthday start. I do have, it's not necessarily haul, but a few things to show you. So my last grandparent, my grandma, passed away about 8.5, 9 or so years ago, 8.5 years ago. But her husband, her third husband, was still living in the house. And so we couldn't like wrap things up, close the estate. Well, he finally moved out and moved somewhere else. So we have been going through everything in Granny's house, throwing away a lot, selling some things, and kind of picking through and seeing if there was anything that anyone in our family wanted. And I have found a few treasures that I brought home and I brought here to show you. So Grandma, she did, well, I don't know that she crossed it. She might have done a little. I'm gonna admit, there were some geese with bonnets that were in the bathroom that were cross-stitched that I did not save. They went ahead and went to the thrift store. That's not quite my style. So Grandma did some cross-stitching, but she did a lot in the goose era. Not quite my thing. I think she did some needlepoint, and some of it actually might have been belonging to my great aunts as well. So most of the needlepoint I ended up taking with me. So this is one of them that was framed. That's my daughter snagged it and stuck it in her room. Yeah, it's really nicely done. I don't know who did it, but I've got it now. There was more needlepoint that was not framed, and I can't figure out where I put it. So if I ever find it, I will show you, but I honestly can't find it right now. I did get a lot of like artwork and frames from her house because I'm kind of into like some of these gold frames. The artwork's not bad. I haven't decided if I'll keep it yet or not, but I really liked kind of the fancy frame with the linen. So who knows, maybe that'll go in something one day. If there was, like I said, the needlepoint pretty much all came to me, as did all the doilies. So anytime anyone found a doily, they just kind of stuck it off to the side for me. My husband's like, how many doilies do you need? I said, I think I'm good now, but I don't know who made these or if she bought them or what, but you can't throw that away. So anyway, I won't show you everything, but I have a whole box full of different doilies, some pretty old hankies. I'm a sucker for that. Anytime we found tatting, my mom would be like, that was your great Aunt Marcella, because apparently she was the one that did tatting. I don't know. But this I thought was a very fun and fabulous find. And don't ask me what I'm going to do with them, but they're quite marvelous. And I found a whole box with those hankies and doilies of some lovely gloves. Now, I could, I guess, dress up and pretend it's the 50s. I mean, look at these with little buttons. They're quite snazzy. Maybe the 60s. I don't know. When did we stop wearing gloves on the daily? They fit me like a glove. Grandma and I were about the same size, apparently, as far as hands go. We've got them in every color, folks. I mean, I can really get dressy if I would like to. And just start busting out the gloves, even, just wait for it. I don't know where I'd wear these to. We've even got some fancy longer ones. I mean, very, very fancy. So I have a box of gloves and doilies, as one does. But they're cool and they're old, and my daughter can play dress up with them if she would like. Carefully though, because these are a treasure. So that's some of my grandma's stuff. I do have one more grandma item to show you that is needlework related. Hopefully you're not too bored with my granny finds. I thought this was pretty cool. It's called the Woman's Day Book of American Needlework. And it has a little bit of everything. So it's got cross stitching, crewel work, regular embroidery, knitting, crochet, quilting, rug hooking, like you name it, it's in here. Applique, like all the stuff. It's kind of cool because, well, a couple reasons. First of all, by Rose Wilder Lane, which I'm pretty sure that's Rose Wilder as in Laura Ingalls Wilder's daughter. So that's kind of neat. It came with this nice big chunky book, but then it also came with like a box full of patterns. So like all the patterns for applique, there's cross stitch charts, there's knitting patterns, rug hooking, like layouts, embroidery, like everything. It gives you everything. And these patterns are like big, huge things. So let me show you a couple things that are in here. So this is in the cross stitch section. And every sampler that you see in the cross stitch section, they actually provide you with the chart for, which is pretty cool. The charts are a little weird because like, and maybe they just used to do this, I don't know, on the border, like you'll have like a repeating pattern. They'll do it like once or twice. And then after that, they just kind of like draw a line like, you get the idea, fill it in. So I'm like, okay. There's this one with kitty cat. There's this one here. I like this one on the dark. Hopefully you can still see it because I can't see. And this one up here. And yeah, I found there's the charts for all of those in that box that came with this. And this one's pretty cool too. Like those are awesome. So you get these reproduction charts. And I don't know, when was this book made? I mean, look at this. That's cool. 1963, I think. So, you know, it's getting up there. Copyright 61, 62, 63. Seems old to me. So some embroidery. I won't show you all of it. I mean, look at this applique. Like, that's cool. So I haven't had a ton of time to dig through it, but I think it's pretty awesome. I love this eagle design there. That's pretty neat. I think that's, I don't know what section that's in. Anyway. All right, I have one last thing to show you. And it's just a little tiny sneak peek. I was picking out flosses for a new start for a model. And I will tilt them. So that is a color palette for something you will see in the fall. And it's a very Barbie fall palette. So be on the lookout. There is a new design being released here very, very soon. If you're at StitchCon, you will get to see it in person first. I did kind of preview it a little bit at Market. That's the word I was looking for. At Market, and it is the what I'm calling the final design in my fresh picked series. So you have fresh picked pumpkins, fresh picked evergreens, fresh picked tulips, fresh picked lavender, which came out at Market, and then you kind of got a gap in your year there if you're doing them for the whole year, between like early midsummer until it's pumpkin time. So leave below in the comments a guess of what you think Fresh Picked is going to fill in that gap between lavender and pumpkins. So I want to see what you guys think. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. And if you came back 6 months later and still watched my video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you want. And I'll try to make some more over the summer. We'll see how that goes with the kids all home. We've got 2.5 days left of school before summer break. So things are about to get crazy around here, but very fun. So until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.